Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool for continuing live coverage of the 2019 World Able Pool Championships. Up next, the ladies' team final. Please welcome first of all your two referees, Richard Rhodes and Claire Watts. And contesting the team final, first of all, Team Australia. And their opponents, Team South Africa. Very best of luck to both teams. They're about to commence.
Come on like this, come on like this, come on like this, come on like this. Kom Jay. Kom Jay.
Good evening and welcome to the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool for continued live coverage from the 2019 World 8-Ball Pool Championships. Up next, the ladies' team final. Australia take on South Africa. These teams have travelled from all over the world to be here, and they've played pool for the last 10 days to qualify for this final. This is the moment they've all been waiting for. Slightly later in the day than perhaps envisaged. This match scheduled for 10 o'clock. It's a few minutes past that now, but I don't think anybody will be feeling tired that's out in that arena. Everybody's worked hard to get to this point, and a lot of excitement around the room. Players just waiting to lag on the right hand table. Commentary for this match from me, Mark Shepherd, and I'll be joined shortly by Joe Fanto. Good evening, Jack. Proud Australian here to represent your team.
And doesn't matter that it's late. Very exciting times to see two Southern Hemisphere teams in the final of this ladies' event.
Yeah, I must say I always like to see the teams who've travelled the furthest achieve some success. It feels like a fair payback for the effort they've gone to get here.
Yeah, Australia's got a wonderful team this year, and obviously South Africa as well, for them to make their way into this final against a team like England that's dominated this event for many years.
Yes, bit of a surprise not to see England in this final.
But of course Australia has had 2 years of success in this event. They've won it twice before. So that was an unusual break.
Yes, yeah. Not really a very desirable break, as you can see from the fact that the referee's racking them up.
Not a good start.
Foul break. So we're providing split screen coverage here. There are two tables out in the main arena, table 1 on the right and table 2 on the left. To keep things a bit more manageable, we're going to provide live commentary throughout from the right-hand table, and we'll provide odd updates from what's happening on the left-hand side of the arena.
So on the right-hand side, I expect it's Colby Pool. Versus Madeleine Oliver of South Africa.
So I'm not sure quite what the...
Yes, it's Colby Pool.
There's a slight delay, but anyway, we've re-racked on the left-hand table, so that was a foul break, and South Africa will be breaking this time. So Colby Pool just studying this position. Not a bad position she's in. Covering the bottom left-hand corner pocket has been quite useful. All the other reds in reasonably open positions.
So I'm sure there's lots of Australians watching at home. Big cheerio to everybody watching in Australia and South Africa. Yours truly, Joe Fanto.
Yeah, we've got an early morning game in Australia and a late night one in South Africa. Well, actually, not even that early. This is starting so late, it may not be that early in Australia by the time we're finished. So not a bad chance here for Madeleine Oliver, although this ball tied up close to the bottom left-hand corner pocket, which doesn't look very accessible.
So it looks like South Africa made their way into this final by with a 13-12 thriller against England, defeating South Africa defeating England, and Australia did a little bit easier against Ireland. They won 13-4 in the semi-final.
Yeah, it was a tense moment when you get to a decider, particularly the semi-final. So much at stake, getting a World Championship final place. Slightly cagey start at the moment. Colby's in pretty good position now, though. All of these reds go. Don't know if she'll want to take the ball by the horns and pot the one that's over the bottom right-hand corner pocket and go for this clearance, or whether she will opt to try and nudge the other ones into play first. Yeah, going for the positive option, which would seem to be the right thing to do from this position.
And Australia finished top in the round robin on the same points as England, but better percentage, and South Africa third. And let's see how they fared in the round robin against each other.
First shot didn't turn out quite right, which is why she's had to spend a minute thinking about what to do next. Great recovery shot though, slightly longer shot than she wanted to leave herself, but absolutely nailed it. And things have actually turned out quite well now because she's got a plant to the bottom left hand corner. Taking her time over this clearance, but when she gets down for a shot looks confident, as that last shot proved.
Should be an interesting match. South Africa defeated Australia in the round robin, 15-10.
Yeah, it always helps, although it doesn't exactly count for much. It does at least remind you that you've done it once, so no reason not to do it again.
But this is what matters now.
So one good positional shot required from Colby. If she can get nicely on this last red, she should get the first frame on the board.
She's gone a little bit. She might still be able to get that red.
Yeah, I think she had
think
one
she's gone-
very nervous moment of thinking she was going to be snookered.
She's gone far enough to be able to cut that red back into that middle pocket. Then, of course, the white has to navigate around the table back to the black.
Yeah, it's not the best position. The natural angle of the white is going quite close to the corner pocket, so she's going to have to adjust for that. Which makes the pot a bit harder when you're digging into the cue ball. Confidently struck shot though. It's slightly in no man's land. She's still got a pot on the black, but it's a lot thinner than she wanted.
At least she shouldn't be wondering about the in-off. I'd say it's a fine enough cut that the white is missing with the natural angle to go in-off.
Yeah, she's certainly not going enough at the top of the table. The white is going to be flying around though. Oh, I mean, really,
Nice pot
that
on the black, and that white is quite safe. It's a great pot by Colby Poole, and Australia draws first score on the board. They lead 1-0 against South Africa in this Ladies World Championship final, coming to you from the Imperial Hotel here in Blackpool, England.
that was a really good finish in the end. She ended up having to take on a couple of really quite difficult shots and never looked like missing any of them. Cued them all really smoothly. Even that last black was pretty missable, just straight into the heart of the pocket. Frame on the other side of the arena taking a bit longer to resolve. Anna Cristina Saramento against Amy Claire King.
And the next in will be Lyndall Element versus Joy Willenberg of South Africa. Lyndall Element of Australia. And she was, from memory, member of the winning team about 2006 from memory. So Australia won in 2016. Sorry, that's men's team.
So Joy Willenberg stepping up to break in frame 3. And that's a pretty good break. Ball's flying around the table. Spotted a yellow and a red. Could make a case for either. You'd assume reds will be a likely preference. Referee Claire Watts looking on closely here, just checking that there's no foul with the waistcoat. Couldn't really ask for a much better position than this.
30 seconds.
Complicated though, of course, by the fact it's the World Championship final, which doesn't make it any the easier to fashion a clearance. Slightly different format from the men's team matches that we were watching earlier on. They're there's 7 in each team. Here there's only 5, so it's actually a slightly longer match overall. We've got 5 sessions of 5. Australians have got 2 players on the bench and South Africa 1, so the option of bringing in a substitute later on if they want to. The order fixed though, other than substitutions.
So this is Joy Willenberg for South Africa at the table. Red balls.
30 seconds.
Looking pretty assured so far. Got this ball to the middle next, then it's just a question. The only thing that could go wrong with this is she's going to have to pot the ball that's to the left of those 2 at the top of the table first. She's just got to be careful she doesn't knock the other one out the way whilst doing that.
So she's got. It's nicely played. So if you can pot this red into the top pocket without disturbing and just stunning back slightly.
Yeah, at worst she just wants a very thin clip. Ideally she wants to miss it, which she's done.
She's played that nicely.
Yeah, she's taken these really well so far. I think she's unavoidably going to have a relatively difficult black here. She's not going to be able to get the white that far away from the side cushion unless she really powers this in. I think probably the sensible shot is just to screw back a little past where she is now and just try and leave a straightish shot at the black.
She's using an extension. Stretching across the table. I thought she might be not looking for. She's not looking for a bridge.
No, I think she can probably just about reach this, but it will be a bit of a stretch.
She's come back a long way.
Well, if
Come back perfectly.
yeah, if she's on this, then
She's
she's perfect.
Absolutely perfect. As the way the ball was running, I thought it was going to come past, but when she got up, I could see that she's spot on.
Well, that's a top draw clearance from the break from Joy Willenberg.
And South Africa square it all up, and it's 1-1 here in Blackpool between Australia and South Africa.
Well, that's a marker of the kind of quality we're going to see. The team competition, you generally see less clearances from the break because people are having less chances. So now there's a bit of added pressure on it. That's in the 3rd frame. Very good start from Joy. She's only had 1 visit to the table and she cleared that.
And the incoming players are Holly Jane Valois versus Michelle Rabi. Michelle's from South Africa and Holly Jane is from Australia.
Well, only Claire King for South Africa has worked her way into this frame and now just has this black ball.
South Africa now take the lead at 2-1 after Australia got the first frame. But now South Africa have hit back with 2 frames and they lead 2 frames to 1 against Australia. With the incoming player Marlene Sanders of Australia versus Debbie Europa of South Africa. So how's this frame shaping up?
Well, it was a good break from Holly Jane, but one of those good breaks where you don't put anything, which turned out not to be such a good break. Although her opponent, Michelle Raab, has immediately missed the first ball, so Holly Jane gets back to the table straight away.
And I expect she'll probably take reds. So that's cleared that red.
Well, that's worked out pretty well.
She gets back to it.
She ended up on the red just above the black. That was never quite the position shot she was playing. It was all about cannoning out the other yellow, but this has actually turned out nicely on the positional side as well.
It's right in the middle there. She can take red to the bottom left, but yeah, now that she's got the opportunity to take that red in the middle, it's a good idea to take it.
30 seconds.
She may have been looking to follow through and get onto that red to the top right hand corner.
Yellow ball's in play.
She may still be on. It looks like it goes past that yellow.
Yeah, you can make a case for going either way. She's going to try and sort things out at this end of the table first.
Yeah, I guess it's all about preference.
Land in there. An unusual
She's
cue
done it
action.
well. Yeah.
Doesn't draw the cue back very far, but really pushes it through a long way. Like conventional wisdom would suggest you'd normally pull it back a bit further to get a bit more speed on it, but she kind of jabs at it, but actually cues quite effectively through the ball.
Yeah, she doesn't do too much feathering either. It's just lines it up one stroke back and
Well, that was ultimately a little bit fortunate with that cannon, but it's turned out kind of well. The cue ball could have got knocked left or right when it hit that yellow, but it actually went in the direction she wanted. She's got a difficult shot here though, because she's cueing over this yellow ball. In an ideal world she'd take the one to the top right first, but I'm not sure if she's going to feel comfortable doing that, cueing over the ball. This is a more difficult positional shot, but an easier pot.
30 seconds.
so she's missed that red. That's an opportunity for Michelle now. Michelle Rabi.
I think arguably Holly Jane took those last two balls in the wrong order, although I can understand what she was thinking, because it was a very uninviting shot keying over the yellow to take the one top right. Pretty good opportunity for a safety here for Michelle. It's not a snooker though.
Come on, Holly. Yes, mate, come on. Come, Holly. Come on, Mel.
30 seconds.
Holly Jane can see the right of the red that's nearest the balk line, or she can come off the left hand side cushion and try and hit the one that's over the pocket. I'm not sure I love this shot because it's not that likely to go in and it could go safe.
Yeah, she tried to. She knew she needed to try and cut it in. It's missed.
Yeah, missing it altogether was a bit careless really. So quite a good opportunity for Michelle. If the cue ball was a few inches further down the table, it would be an easy starter. That's the only complication from here. Really the positive shot would be to screw the middle of the three yellows on the balk line into the left-hand centre pocket and try and get position on one of the other two.
It's a nice pot into the middle. Michelle.
Yeah, she's got the pot right. The problem is she's still not quite in prime position, so she's going to have to put another good pot out.
Well, I would have a tendency to take that yellow into the middle pocket and come down and clear these. I'll make my way back to those other two.
Yeah, maybe just set this one up. Maybe it's better not to try and get greedy and go after a difficult one. She just runs this into the middle of the table. You see, now she's in
got two
prime
shots.
position.
Yeah, that's a good idea to promote that. I'd forgotten that she had two shots.
Yeah, it's lucky for her she did, because it wasn't going to be an easy clearance otherwise. This is the kind of position you should really be clearing up from if you've got aspirations of winning the world title. Saw her teammate Joy Willenberg take out a more difficult clearance in the last frame. That will have given her confidence. Yeah, it's a good pot. She's run about 3 inches further than prime position.
She probably wanted to finish to try and put that yellow in the middle.
If that red wasn't directly above the yellow, this would be fine, but there's now a fairly narrow window. She needs to just miss the red really to get good position. There's actually quite a lot that can go wrong with this shot. It'd be very easy just to smash into that red and not really get into good shape.
Looks like she's going to cut that yellow back.
Yeah, it's all about
White
missing the
should
red
come
when she does this.
Come around the table.
Well, she's kind of bashed into it as I suggested she might, but actually she's been pretty lucky because she's got a clear shot at the yellow over the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, she can pop bottom left.
Ideally you want to miss, you really want to go around the back of the yellow that's below the black. I think she may clip into it.
30 seconds. Come on, Mel. Come on. Come on, Molly.
She did attempt to play it the positive way and go around. So,
If she had potted, it may well be the angle would have
yeah, it would have been different.
yeah.
So, very good chance here for Holly Jane. Just pot the one top left to be naturally on the one to the middle. And the black hanging there waiting. The black goes past that yellow, so no problem potting it bottom left.
So we're coming to you from the Imperial Hotel here in Blackpool, England. It's the Supreme World 8-Ball Pool Championships. You're watching the Ladies World Championship Team Final. Big cheerio to all of you watching in Australia and South Africa.
Actually could well clear up on her first visit. Ultimately she needed a second chance, but it's looked good value for this frame. Holly Jones played well so far.
A lot of people just getting up in Adelaide at 7:30 AM there and 8 o'clock on the East Coast.
You have one of those half-hour time differences, do you?
Oh, we've got more than that. We've got another major time difference with Western Australia.
Well, I don't mind in clear hours. It's
And that's a good win for Holly Jane. So Australia level the score at 2-all. With Holly Jane defeating Michelle Rabi in the frame. So to come in is Colby Poole versus Joy Willenberg on the right table.
Going on the left-hand side between Melanie Sanders and Debbie Europa, taking a bit longer. Melanie Sanders, though, that looks to have the opportunity she needs to win it. Just needs to screw round the yellow to play it into the same pocket in potting this one. She's kind of looking at it with slight bemusement.
There's Claire Watts racking up the balls. Colby having a good look.
So Colby Poole to break off in frame 6.
Yellow ball potted. And she might have a good look at reds here, I think.
Yeah, the reds are beautiful, aren't they? Well, she really hit that break well. Got a lot of power into the pack. Ball's flying everywhere. Don't know if the red goes past the yellow to the bottom right hand corner. If it does, this is really a good opportunity. Even if not, there's still ways around that.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
So it does, it's probably a narrower pocket than normal. We take this straight red onto the ball over the bottom left pocket, and then she should be able to sit nicely to put that red that you're talking about into the bottom right hand pocket.
Meanwhile, Melanie Sanders notches up one for Australia. Head by the single frame again, Australia leading by 3 frames to 2.
The incoming player, Anna Cristina Sarmiento, to play Madeline Oliver. So she's got that red to the bottom right pocket that she can take now. Colby Poole, she seems to be very close to that yellow.
So that's the difficult red out the way. The rest of it you think should be plain sailing. As plain sailing as it ever is in a World Championship final. You take the left hand of these 2 reds first, fairly thin, so the white will naturally be coming back towards the middle of the table.
Nice and steady. So she'll probably take that middle ball now. And she'll probably need to go to the other side of that other red, the angle that she needs to pot this.
Yeah, it's actually going to be hard. If she does it that way though, it's going to be very hard to leave an angle to come back down the table. She's just an inch or 2 further to the left than she really wants to be here.
She'll really be able to hold it if it just sneaks to the edge of the pocket.
Yeah, playing it dead weight onto the far jaw might be the option. Oh, I don't know about playing at this pace and hold. No, you can't. Oh, she's played it.
Good shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually, in fairness, it's a very good shot because she didn't have a lot of room to work with to get the perfect angle there. I think she's left this straight or just off straight in a way that she can force the white down the table. I like the fact she played that in a positive way as well. Wondering whether she could just hold it, but in the end she decided she couldn't and went all out for the position.
It's interesting, so she's happy to the white to stay down that end of the table and get position. I think she's got it. Can't see as much of it as she would have liked, but
Yeah, as long as she can see this, that was a sensible
right.
shot.
Yeah.
There was risks to playing it either way. I thought she might try and run through, but you've got to go with whichever way you're happy with, and the important thing is just to make sure you leave a shot on the next ball.
Yeah, she just queued that up and see.
Yeah, the cue just kind of came off the ball, didn't it?
Not quite sure what she was trying to do there. I thought she was trying to do some work on the white.
Yeah, well, she kind of slipped off the right-hand side. I don't know if she was
Yeah,
trying to play it thin and play it off the left-hand side cushion.
But she certainly didn't play straight through the middle of the white.
Indeed, it's possible that she needed to bend it slightly. So Joy will elect to play a safety, put the white over on the right hand side, use the black and those yellows to snooker Colby. This is one of those snookers where it's quite easy to hit but very hard to get it safe, because if you just leave the white somewhere near where the red is, you're going to leave a couple of pots on.
So both these players won their first frame.
So looking at coming added off 2 cushions, I think I might be tempted just to come off the bottom cushion, because if you come off the bottom cushion you've got some chance of potting it in the middle. I know it's not a high percentage chance, but if you come off 2 cushions you've got no chance of potting it.
I agree. Pick the right spot and you give it a chance in the middle. I think that's what she's going for now. Not quite. So that's 2 shots now.
Yeah, it's
Joy
2
Willenberg.
It's 2 shots, and she's left Joy in quite a nice spot because she can clip the one into the middle pocket.
Let's see what Joy can do here with 2 shots.
Well, we've only seen 1 frame from her so far, and she cleared from the break, so got no reason to doubt her credentials at all. She looked really good in that first frame. Choice of shots here. She can either take the one in bulk or come down this end. The one in bulk might be a bit thin, so coming down this end is probably the sensible choice. The first one in bulk is okay, but I think it's too thin to hold for the second one, and if you're not going to pot both of them, there's not really much point starting, I don't think, up there. She actually got a pretty good angle if she put. I think I might be tempted to put the one over the bottom right hand corner pocket. Probably to the same effect. I think she's now going to have to do that.
I need to take this yellow to the bottom right.
The 2 semi-difficult balls are the 2 on the left-hand side of the table. The one nearest the red pots into a couple of pockets, but you've got to be in the right position. And the one on the bulk line, the bulk cushion, she's going to need to get somewhere up near that cushion at some stage. She's got a good natural angle here to run round, probably to the left of that red.
She takes. She'll probably run through, leave herself on that yellow next to the red.
Yeah, she can either run through and leave it in the middle, or screw across the face of it and leave it to the same pocket.
She'll be able to leave a good angle to possibly take that in the middle of her white run to the right of that ball on the walk on the cushion. Okay, so she's gone a different way.
Yeah, I think that's a sensible choice. The only problem is she's now got totally the wrong angle. I think probably the best option here is just to concentrate on potting this yellow and then use the spare visit to set the other one up. I think trying to get position from this one to the one on the bulk cushion would be pretty adventurous. Just make absolutely sure of the pot, it would be costly to miss this.
It's a nice pot. She's putting quite competently.
Yeah, she's been really sensible as well. That was the percentage shot. She's now got the visit in hand. Just needs to set this up. Just skim off the side of the yellow. It's
a nice shot, so she can take that into the in the left pocket and come down for the black.
I've been incredibly impressed with her so far. She's played the right shot and she's played it right every time. We've seen one total clearance in the first frame, and if she gets these last two balls, we'll see the same here. Another top quality shot. So, just this black. Great shot.
That's a lovely black by Joy Willenby against Colby Poole. So South Africa draw level again with Australia, and they are 3 frames each.
Well, it's been a textbook performance, a clearance from the break and then that clearance. So up next on the right hand table we'll have Lyndall Element from Australia taking on Amy Claire King from South Africa.
So on the left table at the moment, we've got Madeleine Oliver at the table against Christina Sarmiento. Okay, that frame's been going on for a while now. Nice break. So nothing down by the looks.
So Amy Claire King coming to the table. Looking at the stats from the group stages, she was South Africa's best player by a reasonable margin. She won 29 out of the 40 frames she played, which is a 72.5% win rate, which at this kind of level is a very high statistic. Well, it's a reflection of how well the South African team played, that their entire team has got a 50% plus win rate. So they've obviously cruised through the group stages.
We left it it's a little bit short on the red, so she's having to take that red nearest the black. Try the actual cannon. Quite adventurous.
Yeah, kind of you missed that kind of shot. It ended up looking pretty reckless. There's balls flying around everywhere. Been a good quality of play though from what we've seen so far.
Definitely. Nice element coming in here. This is a best at 25, so someone needs to hit 13 frames.
Yeah, it's a long match this. It's funny to observe that of all the finals and semi-finals that we're going to be watching over these 2 days, this one is the longest. It's longer even than the men's and ladies singles final. Just happens to be the format for a 5-man team, 5 people each playing the other 5 people is a good format, so that's why we've ended up with this 25 frame format. It's actually going to be a late night for these players though. really much to choose between the teams. 3-3, I think, is a pretty fair reflection of what we've seen so far.
So far in this early stage. I think she also won the ladies' masters. She's quite a player.
Yeah, I mean, that win rate alone. It's very rare in competitions like this. You see people, a sort of 60+% win rate is actually very high, although you tend to think, well, maybe the best player should be winning more than that. It's just the standard's so high. If you're winning close to 3/4 of the frames you play, that's very impressive. She's in a slightly complicated position in this frame though. It's not like there's going to be a simple one-frame clearance for either player. One visit clearance, I should say, for either player.
The Masters was won by Amy King from South Africa. 6-2 against Colette.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah,
the
Amy
player
King.
at the table that was saying.
Was
Yeah.
it? Yeah. She's known as Amy Claire King. Yeah, so she's certainly had a great tournament over here.
Yeah, I mean, pretty memorable. You win the individual event and then get to the final of this.
Just great to see someone coming from South Africa and with those achievements. So Lyndall Element, she's a bit of a veteran in Australian team performances. Been a great ambassador to the country in this game over the years.
Yeah, it does help to have a bit of consistency, have players in your team that have been there and done it before. It's been a lot of the strength of the England men's and ladies teams. Particularly the men's team, they've had some players that have been doing it for a long time. That helps provide a stable core to the team.
Lyndall Element's now got 2 shots. Yellow balls. She's just promoted that ball. We take that yellow up to the top left-hand pocket.
Meanwhile, Madeleine Oliver defeating Anna Cristina Saramento, taking South Africa ahead again. So South Africa 4, Australia 3 is the current scoreline.
And Holly Jane Valoa to come in against Debbie Europa. Of course, Holly Jane from Australia and Debbie from South Africa.
I've just been corrected. Apparently our score sheets have Anna Christina's surname spelt wrongly. It's Anna Cristina Sarmento. There was a stray R in our score sheet, so apologies for the mispronunciation of the name.
Taking a good shot here with that bridge. Quite drop.
I think that was quick enough that she'll be allowed that one. If there's too long a gap, the referee would be obliged to replace it if it's not deemed as being part of the shot.
She should take this yellow into the middle. She's going to try and find a way to run past enough so that she can take this yellow closest to the bottom cushion into the bottom right hand corner. Not quite hard enough, I don't think.
No, that's not ideal, is it? She just needs to go forward a couple more inches.
That's it. The can is too difficult.
Yeah, playing it as a plant, I don't think it's a runner really. Although her options are actually going to be fairly limited, she might even have to consider that.
Unless she tries a little bit of a swerve, because I don't think so. 100% shot.
No, it's not really a percentage shot, and also probably end up snookering yourself if you do that. So annoying, isn't it? But for the want of an inch or two of pace there, it's made this so difficult.
She might be taking the plant on.
I mean,
That
is a good effort from that position. That was a tricky plant.
Great effort. Clear. This year's Ladies Masters champion. She's going to try and run this red inside the yellow in the bottom right hand pocket. Great shot.
That was a great shot. She's got a very good orthodox cue action. She's got everything lined up straight, no movement apart from the arm. It's exactly how you would teach somebody to play.
Yeah, it's a wonderful action. I remember I was quite impressed in that Masters final.
So what she's thinking here is if she puts the top one of these two reds and then holds the white on the yellow, there's going to need to be quite a lot of pace on the white, so she can't just roll it in dead weight. So she's looking for a way to stop the cue ball. She really wants to be able to pot the top one and then pot the one that's below it as the next shot.
So she thought she was going to hit that yellow.
Yeah, she got the pot but missed the cannon, which is
a lovely pot, but
it's better than doing it the other way around, but it's still not ideal. Now if she can get to the one on the left hand side cushion, it would actually be okay, because the natural angle would get her back onto the red that she was playing for to start with. I don't know how much you can see.
She can. She should be able to go past that black. Just hit cushion and ball.
I mean, that's actually really pretty much the perfect angle if she just plays this at a sort of moderate pace.
And as you say, that white will come past this red if she hits it reasonable pace. There we go. It's unfortunate. She's given 2 shots away.
Yes, that is very unfortunate. A fine line between potting the red and clearing up, and potting the yellow and letting your opponent clear up.
So the yellow's got opportunity here to put that yellow in the middle.
Yeah, I think she just wants to focus on putting that one in the middle, and then she's got a spare shot even if she's not perfect on the black. Don't think she wants to do anything too extravagant with this position. The white's naturally going to be running over to the left hand side of the table. That's always going to leave her some kind of shot at the black. Yeah, I actually think that was a bad choice of shot. I don't think you really needed to try and play good position on the black. I think it would have been better just to roll that in.
Yeah, just with a natural shot. Didn't need to put any bottom.
I'll add my usual caveat that it's much easier to say that sitting here. It's also much easier to say that after the shot's happened. Had she just cannoned into the red or just missed it, that would have been perfect. But the trouble is now you're kind of wasting the shot. Although she's got 2 shots, she's going to waste one, and no guarantee she's going to be nicely on the black. Oh, good shot there.
It's not hard enough.
As long as it doesn't rest on the jaw. Didn't matter if it didn't go in, but it does matter whether it still pots.
So did the black hit?
No, she was a total snooker, so
Total
she didn't
snooker,
have to.
yeah, didn't need to. So that's another frame to Australia, to Lyndall Element, who defeats Amy Claire King. And that squares the score up again, 4-all. Player Melanie Sanders to play Michelle Ruby on the right table.
30 seconds.
This match could develop into quite a tussle if they keep going neck and neck like this.
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't much to choose between them. Not just the scoreline, but both sides have played pretty well. Both look up for it. Over on the other side of the arena, Holly Jane embarking on a good clearance. She's played a tricky shot to get on the black. It's not quite come off as she planned, but she's got a shot at it still. So, Melanie Sanders of Australia to break off. That's a pretty big break. Balls flying around, one of each colour gone in. So red ball's the colour of choice for Melanie, but no immediate attacking options, so just gone for the containing shot. Michelle Raab had a good opportunity in her first frame, but ultimately just went astray at the end.
30 seconds.
Ball's relatively open, but they're all quite close together, which is going to make it fairly tricky.
Make it tricky to muster up a clearance here. You take that in the middle and see if okay, top left corner first.
30 seconds.
You can take that red in the middle, bring the white down here, and bring the white down to the bottom cushion, and tuck that red into that bottom left hand pocket or over.
Yeah, I don't know if she can hold the white enough, or she's going to have too much pace.
It's a bit too far.
Yeah, that was about as slow as she could hit it whilst plotting the
Yeah.
ball.
She's still got to play it from the looks. Yeah, just under hit that one.
Yeah, they're difficult to judge those shots. You've kind of got to imagine the cushion's not there, but somehow, if you cut that in open play in the middle of the table, it would somehow seem an easier shot than one along the cushion.
Yeah, the cut was accurate, but not enough pace. Just a nice pot by Michelle. So she's got 4 balls there that are all potable. There's just that yellow kissing, appears to be kissing the red, which is awkward, but even that probably goes in the middle. So it looks like she's going to take those 2 balls in the middle first. That's a good angle.
Hearing increasingly vocal support from the South African team.
Good angle if she wants to break into them. There's probably no need.
Yeah, the natural angle's going to be on and off the bottom cushion. She should be able to hold position for one of them. And actually, I think she's landed on the middle of the 3, which is probably the most difficult one, so that's ideal.
If she wants, she can probably stun back into that red and yellow to break the yellow out, if she prefers.
She'll probably try to avoid the cannon, just bring the white out back into the middle of the table.
Good shot. Landed perfectly on that yellow into the middle pocket. Michelle Raab of South Africa. And quite composed and in control. So she's left herself a nice cut on that yellow. And have to send her white round.
Yeah, she's left herself a bit to do actually. This is not going to be the easy shot to get on the black.
No.
They're actually going to avoid the cannon on the red below the yellow. Which you could do with avoiding it, because it's going to be quite hard to judge where the white's going if it slips off it.
Look, she's landed on that. She's got the angle to put that black in the middle.
Yeah, this has turned out really
Lovely
well.
shot. And she didn't try to do anything too fancy.
No, which is so often the right approach.
So Michelle Ray picks up another frame for South Africa, and they sneak ahead to a 5-4 lead.
They sneak ahead to a 6-4 lead.
6-4 lead. That's right, there was another frame that just took place on the other table.
Yeah, over on the other table, Holly Jane had a couple of good opportunities, but Debbie Europa hanging on in there.
It's Colby Pool on the left. So it's going to be Christina Sarmiento versus Debbie Europa on the right. So South Africa taking a 2-frame lead. I think this is the first time that either of these two teams take a 2-frame lead. Nice aerial shot of this break. She hit the head ball.
Yeah, she's
No result though.
struggling in the break slightly. She had a foul break in the first frame. Didn't really get into the front. Anytime the white ends up behind the pack like that, you know you haven't really hit it quite right. She kind of sheared off the front ball and careered around the back of it.
Yeah. Red now to the middle. South Africa on reds, Australia on yellows. I think that red has landed nicely for Plant.
She's actually only just come off the other table. She's just won her frame pretty recently, so she'll be well warmed up. But of course, there's a facet of the fact that it's only 5-a-side, you're on and off the table pretty quickly, especially when you've got 2 tables in play.
It's a good effort. So she's got that pocket covered now. Covered a pocket each.
Yeah, I think we'll settle in for a longish frame here.
So she's given away the 2 shots straight away. She wants both pockets covered down here.
Yes.
Bottom end of the
Got pretty good
screen.
control at the moment.
She has. bottom of the screen as well. Supreme World 8 Ball Pool Championships coming to you here from Blackpool here in England. Grand Imperial Hotel. I say Grand Old Imperial Hotel because there is a Grand down the road.
Yeah, the Grand Hotel's next door actually.
Been well looked after here at the Imperial.
Yes, it's been a long time home of this tournament. I think this is something like the 13th year we've held it here.
It's clear what's the referee on this table.
In fact, before we held it here, we did used to hold it at what is now the Grand Hotel, although it wasn't called that at the time.
The Hilton.
Yeah, it was called the Hilton at the time, but it's been rebranded since.
That's 2 shots to South Africa. Noted out the corner of my eye.
Yeah, she's a good kiss, isn't she? She's played some good shots already in this match.
Is that's two shots to Christina. See what she can do with that. She's got the yellow balls.
An entirely straightforward position. Red is rather blocking things bottom right.
Not quite sure what it's about. 2 shots.
Yes, that's an unusual first shot. If she only had one, that would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So it didn't really make those 2 visits tell very much. Debbie will just look to try and get the red separated from the black. Oh, she's just as efficient.
Just separate the black.
So a bit more pressure now on Australia. The 2 red balls both in accessible positions.
And in the meantime, Amy Claire is looking pretty good in that frame on the left table for South Africa.
Yeah, got the opportunity for South Africa to go ahead by 3 frames. Well, Anna Christina is not having a lot of luck in this frame.
Good night.
No, she's not having a good night. She's lost both of her first 2 frames and she's about to lose this one.
course, Debbie Europa. If she can take this to the end, which I think she can. That top pocket, stand back to the black. It's a beautiful shot.
I feel like she's taking the strokes out in a slightly high-risk manner. It feels like this was probably a safer way of taking these, but it looked good in the end.
Debbie Europa defeats Anna Maria Sarmiento to give South Africa a 7-4 lead. And
Make that 8-4.
Amy Claire King defeats Colby Poole to make it 8-4. So it's going to be Lyndall Element versus Michelle Rabi and Holly Jane Valua versus Madeleine Oliver.
Just figuring out who's playing on what table. We've got Lyndall Element over on the right hand side.
Lyndall Element on the... She was standing on the left.
I think it should be Holly Jane on the left and Lyndall on the right.
Tables are at a strange angle.
Yes.
Then you've got that other bit of table in the background. Okay, that's better.
Normal order is restored. We understand what we're doing.
So Holly Jane is on the left, you're right. So that means Lyndall Element must be on the right. Aerial shots of these breaks.
So dry break that.
So Lyndall Element, the opportunity to take control of this frame. Takes that point and slides her white where the action is. You can take that yellow into the top right hand pocket.
Yes, got a choice of shots here. Maybe look to cut this one down the left hand cushion first.
That's what she's playing. It's nicely played. She's going to take that yellow in the middle, into the left.
Yeah, or possibly the one to the right of the black. It'd be quite useful to move the one to the right of the black because it would open up the path for the one above the black.
And also, if she doesn't cut, it'd be useful to just cover that pocket, which I think she actually played for.
Yes, the way she hasn't really played position, has she?
So this is Michelle Rabi, South Africa.
Michelle's won one and lost one of her first two frames. Looks pretty solid so far.
So she should take this red top right hand corner. Don't know whether she's got room to work across. Looks too straight.
Yeah, she played a
some
pretty
work
good.
on the white.
Yeah, she played a pretty good shot.
I think she's played a bit of side on that to get out, to angle the white out.
Yeah, she's played a few quite gentle shots, but when she's needed to, she's been able to pull out the more powerful shots.
She can run this red into the bottom right hand corner. Not even kiss into the yellow.
Just slightly overdone that. Although she's still on the one to the middle, it would have been easier to have been on the one that she's touching.
Must admit, I'm impressed with South Africa so far.
Yeah, they've looked pretty solid, haven't they? So I haven't finished too close to that ball, just the containing shot. There was no value in potting the one over the middle pocket.
Come on. Come on, skipper.
Lindell has also won one and lost one of her first two frames.
Just made sure she's got the cover on that pocket. So this is a race to 13 frames, best of 25. So Lynn's on the yellow balls here.
Yes, that's what I thought. I'm struggling to understand what's just happened there. Has Michelle just played a deliberate foul and failed to pot the ball?
Possibly.
That's a terrible shot if she has. She's just played that yellow over the pocket. I assume she was trying to pot it, but she...
Yeah,
or have we got the colours the wrong way around? I think maybe we've got the...
so
No, that's a very bad shot then.
she's got another shot on. Yeah, so she's on the yellows, proper cannon and try and put yellow into the middle. Of course, the white's going to run.
I think Michelle's choice of shot, trying to pot that yellow, would have probably been quite a good idea, but she actually didn't strangely get that close to potting it, even though it's over the pocket.
Now she could take that yellow into the middle. That one in the middle of the table.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, it's decision time how you play it. Do you play it firmly and try and just blast everything out of the way?
I think you just play to pot. And
Yeah, put a bit of pace on there, you get stuck to the red.
just missed.
It's not too bad a miss as they go though, because she's still got control over that bottom left hand corner.
This is a ladies team final coming to you from Imperial Hotel here in Blackpool, England. Supreme World Pool Championships run under the auspices, by the host country English Pool Association, sanctioned by the World Aqua Pool Federation. So that's another shot.
Slightly better attempt at the deliberate foul that time.
So Lindell's on yellows.
Well, she hasn't got an easy first pot. I think the choice is just to spring out the one yellow that's tied up. Yeah, she hasn't got a pot at anything, so she just gets this yellow out that's in the bottom left-hand corner of the table and just tries to leave some shot at it. The most obvious way of getting it out is the one she's looking at, which is to come off the bottom cushion, although the white's likely to stay somewhere close to where the yellow is.
As you can see this, I thought, wow, I think we got a lucky kiss.
Yeah, she won't be too unhappy with the way that's finished. I think that ball over the top left-hand corner pocket is probably a bit harder than it looks. It's not right over the pocket.
Belinda's going to have an awkward breach here. Doesn't matter which ball she goes for.
Yeah, I mean, you think she's going to have to take the one up the left-hand side, really.
30 seconds.
Although this ball looks really close to the pocket, I actually think it's quite a difficult shot, this.
Odd.
So Michelle could opt to go for the attacking shot, pot the red over the bottom left-hand corner pocket, go for the clearance.
She can get this plant, but she's just going to go straight down and pot this bottom left hand. Must have been confident of a clearance.
Well, actually, I mean, if you're going to miss it, that's kind of quite a good containing shot she's playing. The options are a bit limited here. She might have to try and turn this into a plant.
Yeah, she's looking at that plant.
30 seconds.
It's a great shot.
Well, she's
How's
got
that
all
for a
faces
shot?
covered there.
Both balls potted. Unbelievable.
And for all of that, it's actually not finished that easy. She's quite thin on this yellow. Ideally, she'd want to swing this white round two cushions. I'm not sure if she can get into it enough.
I think the ball in the middle pocket was a bonus, but
Yes, it was.
definitely played for the one in the top right-hand pocket. It's a great shot.
So does
She's
Lindell
gotta-
try and get a position on this black bottom right, or just come round it for the left centre?
You could probably even just play with a bit of left-hand side to keep it coming straight back. Because you can pot that ball
30 seconds.
with
Side
some
works.
finer side.
If you're going to get it to come down the left-hand side of the table, you're going to have to really get into this.
Now you can do it. Just make it come down the right.
Well, whatever, she didn't want to do that. Handed 2 visits away.
30 seconds. Goldsmith.
This could be a bit of a runaway victory to South Africa. Australia don't pull a few frames back now.
Go on, baby.
Good position this for Michelle. It's got 2 visits and not really a great deal to do with them. Struck that ball nicely.
Nice shot.
So, 2 visits, not that she should really need them on this black ball.
So Michelle Rabi looking to stretch this lead for South Africa against Lindell Element.
Oh, yes!
pots the black and sends South Africa into a 9-4 lead this match against Australia in this women's team final of the 2019 World 8-Ball Pool Championships. Next match, Melanie Sanders and Joy Willemberg. That's Claire Watts setting up the balls on the right table. Big cheerio to all of you watching in Australia. I'm sure there's plenty of viewers watching this Australian team having made the final in South Africa. And of course in South Africa as well. It's getting very late at night here, just gone over after midnight. And South Africa lead 9-4. That's a red ball potted. So this is Joy again, Joy Willinger. So South Africa have won 5 frames straight. So it's Joy Willemberg at the table at the moment, looking to run this red ball down to this left hand pocket. She does that nicely. Got a gap there that she can run the red near the black to the bottom right hand corner. Shot. Keep running through for this red bottom right hand corner.
Well, so the match that looked very even at the beginning, but South Africa really starting to get the upper hand now.
Steadily drawing away.
Yeah, it's just been a kind of sustained bout of quality. There's not been one-off fireworks, but
Australia doesn't seem to have the answers.
no, South Africa just looks steadier when they're in and amongst the balls.
30 seconds.
She can show that red to the top left hand pocket.
Well, we haven't seen her miss a ball so far, I don't think. And the shot really is to pop the ball top left and cannon into the yellow.
30 seconds.
That's exactly what she's done.
It's a lovely pot. So that black.
Yeah, the options look a bit limited with this black to me.
If she screws back, she can put that black in this bottom left hand pocket. Only just.
30 seconds. Come on, Mary, man. Come on, Mary.
with the black going.
Yeah, you've got to assume she didn't think it went bottom left and was playing to get behind it to go top left.
Okay.
I think she was trying to cut it up
Yeah.
all the way to the top pocket, which is still possible, but it's...
So if you stick past that yellow, I don't think it'll go in the pocket.
She's going to have to hit this pretty hard.
And then she's looking at that initial option.
Yeah, I think she's playing it top left. It's going to be very hard to get enough pace on this. Well, close to brilliant, but not quite. People nearly always overcut those. It's very rare you see somebody clip that too thin.
South Africa leading 9 frames to 4. Imagine the Australians beginning a little bit anxious.
Yeah, it's not looking good so far. It's going to be a pretty late night if they get back into it.
And South Africa seem to be going from strength to strength.
Although Holly Jane over on the other side of the arena looks like she's about to clear up. So, could be a rare frame back for Australia. Holly Jane on the straight black.
Well, Jane does well to pull one back for Australia. So they trail 5 frames to 9. She defeated Madeleine Olivia. And the incoming player will be Kobe Poole versus Michelle Rabi. And this black is cuttable.
Oh, she really has
There
played
it
well.
is, that's a beautiful shot. She hasn't lost yet this evening.
No. That was the closest she's come to losing.
10-6. 10-6 to South Africa.
And actually, Joy's going to be straight back on against Anna Cristina Sarmento now.
That's it.
So just to explain how that format works, the Australian team are playing in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and keeping the same order through the match. The South African team are changing order each session. It's just coincidence, one team has to be drawn that way around. So that's why the slight quirk that Joy's straight back on. Well, on paper it's obvious who should win here because Anna Cristina has lost all 3 of her frames and Joy has won all 3 of hers. Paul doesn't always work out quite like that.
So it's Joy to break. Nice break, but nothing down. So it's an opportunity for Christina to find her way into this match.
Gee, is it Anna Cristina or have they substituted her?
I think they must have substituted her.
Yes, they
Yeah,
have.
it's a substitute. Australia, I think that's Amy
Firkins.
Perkins.
Amy Firkins has played a number of times in the group stage, so no great surprise to see her substituted in here. And unfortunately Anna Cristina, who's had a disappointing night, no great surprise that she's the one that has to make way.
She's just played tight here. Trying to feel her way into this match.
Well, that was a very unusual legal shot. She completely missed what she was trying to play for and somehow ended up hitting a different red. So, best of 15, best of 25 I should say, this Ladies World Championship final. South Africa, good percentage of the way there. They've got 10 already of those 13 frames that they need.
And that's how they play their normal round robin matches as well.
Yeah, it's actually a good format, this 5v5 where everybody plays everybody.
And this all started because we weren't getting that many ladies teams coming along, and we wanted to make sure that everyone got plenty of frames. So the way to do it was to say, okay, you can play 5x5.
Yeah, you can't really argue with that. If teams have flown from as far away as Australia and South Africa, you want to make sure they get plenty of games while they're here.
And the ladies were quite happy with this format.
30 seconds.
And hopefully they still are.
Also feels a very fair format. Everybody plays everybody, so it's not like you can have a good or a bad draw.
That's right. So Amy's, see what she can do here. She's on yellows. Yellow to the pocket.
There's quite a lot of pressure on her coming in into the middle of the match. Her team are 10-5 behind.
Yes. And having to pick up the tempo of the match.
Yeah, I mean, you could say it doesn't really make much difference in this format, but I think it's the coming in late, knowing that at maximum you're going to get 2 frames, sort of limited opportunity to make an impact.
But still, 2 important frames.
Yeah, well, 2 very important frames, because her team are going to need to win a serious number of frames if they're going to get back into this.
So Joy Willenberg, she's certainly made an impact at these world titles this year.
Yeah, she's been the player of the match so far tonight.
Wow.
Got a very sort of measured approach about her. Everything is sort of happening at a steady pace, but just really consistent.
Mm. Should probably take that red in the top left-hand quarter.
One over the middle pocket's actually quite a useful ball. She's got quite a few options if she wants to play a cannon. She's just been looking at the red to the left of the black. If she wanted to move that, this would be the way to do it, or the 2 further to the left of that.
Finished a bit close to that.
Yeah, I think I preferred the option really of hitting it off the bottom cushion. Even if you played it that way around, you're always likely to knock it to this end of the table, which wasn't going to help so much.
Try and come in off the yellow, I think, to the middle pocket.
Well,
you go.
that's a super effort. Not quite worked as it happens, but that was a high degree of difficulty, that shot. Meanwhile, over the other side of the arena, Michelle Raab only 2 balls away from winning the frame.
And she's on black.
Starting to look very ominous indeed for Australia.
And she takes that black. Michelle Raab defeats Colby Poole. And hence South Africa taking 11-6 lead in the race to 13. So it's now for Australia if they're going to make their mark on this match. We need a big comeback, trailing by 5 frames. To come in is Linda Element and Debbie Roper.
I think it's 11-5, are you getting?
11-5. I think you're right. Yes, you're right.
It's late at night for us as well.
Just
Trying to make sure we've actually got the score right.
I was just trying to sneak in an extra frame.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no, it is getting very late at night. It's 20 past 12 and we've been commentating since 9 a.m. this morning.
Not sure we were making much sense at 9 a.m, but we're certainly not making much sense now.
So 11-5. It's been a wonderful effort by both these countries to make this final. And great for Paul in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams have looked good as well. Though the South Africans have had the edge tonight, the Australian team certainly put up a performance as well. A decent chance here for Amy. All the yellows now in potable positions. Good chance for her to make an impact in this match.
Yeah, she can
30 seconds.
she can take these 2 balls over these this. She doesn't want to.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Surely you want to take the balls at this end of the table
Well, I
first.
thought so. Okay, she's got that pot.
Almost just felt like she was a bit scared going for the clearance and didn't want to move the ones that she's got covering the pockets at the bottom. Still, it's turned out all right.
So she's got to take probably this
30 seconds.
yellow over the left pocket, left bottom pocket. Make your way across.
Surely she's got to be taking the one at this end of the table. This is a very difficult shot. I don't think this is necessary to be taking this one on.
It's not you could take this ball and get closer. Just missed.
That was just the wrong order of taking the balls. You've got to take the one bottom right, I think. Oh, she's got 2 shots actually. I hadn't appreciated that, although I don't think that changes the fact it still made more sense to go the other way. So just going to get position on the black now.
So that goes in various pockets. From there. In fact, it nearly goes in every pocket. So now she's got that. Looks like a straight black into the middle left pocket.
Yellow ball's in play. Come on, Debs.
Amy Firkin.
Come on, Joy.
Just missed.
Come on, Joy. Come on, Joy.
Yeah, she's going to be disappointed with that. She'd done well up until that point, although for me a couple of slightly questionable shot choices. I think she took those balls in a pretty odd order. I mean, again, so often we've said tonight, it's much easier sitting here saying that. It felt a bit like she was just trying not to make a mistake rather than she was trying to play the positive shot.
Yes.
Sensible snooker. I think ideally she might have just tried to get that a little bit tighter because there is now a one cushion escape which could involve the black being potted. Off the right hand side cushion, just try and favour the left hand side of the black as the ball's coming back that way.
It's a good effort.
Yeah, it is.
Must have asked if it's touching ball. So wherever you are in the world, we're enjoying bringing this to you. Live coverage of this match between Australia and South Africa in this women's team final. So, Joy Willenberg. She certainly made a name for herself at these World Championships.
30 seconds.
So the fact this is a touching ball means that the snooker is much easier to play. She's played a good one. She's played a kind of risky one, to be honest. The safer snooker was just to roll over to the right hand side cushion, but tried to get it even better than that. If you play it like that and you roll a couple of inches too far, you leave a straight pot for your opponent, whereas if you just roll over to the right hand side, guarantee not to leave a shot.
Shots, I think. Amy going to play here.
She can just about get into the black off the left hand side cushion. That would seem to be the easiest shot.
She's played that nicely across
Wow.
the table and into the pocket. Amazing. Here's just the turning point. The substitute, super sub.
Yeah, a bit lucky that actually went in, but
Frames
great
to
hit.
11. Joy's winning streaks finally come to an end. But she has been a great little player for South Africa so far tonight. So the incoming play will be Holly-Ann Valua against Amy Claire King.
Slightly unfortunate moment for Australia on the other side of the arena. Linda Lehman has just snookered herself playing her penultimate red. Now going to have to come off the side cushion to hit the remaining one. So, opportunity away to South Africa again.
So it's Amy cleared a break here. So nothing potted.
No, powerful break, but nothing down.
This is only Jane at the table.
30 seconds.
And South Africa still rolling on.
Well, Jane's probably been Australia's best player so far tonight. She's won 2 of her 3 frames. So edging closer and closer to the winning line. South Africa just 2 away from victory now. First team to 13 will be lifting the trophy.
Second minute.
So nothing's potted yet. Spot.
Yeah, Amy Claire's long game has been really good.
So it's Amy Claire. Yellow balls for South Africa. Nice pot. Just put that yellow into the middle right pocket if she wants. Or to the end, probably to the end.
Yeah,
Top-
good opportunity
top right
either
hand
way.
pocket. It's a better option.
Foul. Left. 2 visits.
So she's going for that top pocket, top right hand pocket. Played that well all the way. Amy Claire King.
Second visit.
And Debbie Roper on the left table.
Yes, edging closer to victory here. She's just going to play a deliberate foul now. She's going to try and leave Lyndall Element a shot at this red, but knowing that she can't really afford to touch it because she'll pop yellow. She can't afford to snooker her. She's going to need to play a foul where she leaves Lyndall both sides of this red ball. Just push the white up, I would have thought, to the baulk cushion.
What can Holly Jane do here?
the left table, Lyndall Element in a lot of trouble here. She's got 2 shots on this red ball, but what's she going to do with it? She can't really just run into it because she'll pot the yellow and that'll be a foul.
She'll have to come off the cushion and
She's going to have to try and play the black dead weight onto the red.
oh well.
No, that's not done the job. That's going to be a foul snooker.
Foul snooker.
So Debbie's going to need to ask for the white ball, move the white ball to bulk, and then nominate the red as a free ball.
30 seconds.
In the meantime, Amy James still at the table. Sorry, Amy Clare still at the table. Against Holly Jane. It's another lovely pot. We got this yellow into that middle pocket as well.
Come on, Ella. Come on, mate.
Just missed. So now Holly Jane gets an opportunity with red balls for Australia. So it's still unpotted. Nice pot.
So this black for Debbie Europa to put South Africa on the hill. Gets away from her though.
Come on, Holly.
We should be able to do
Yeah, does she play the safety, which is tricky, or just try and double this red? Both players getting a lot of support from their respective teams, particularly the South Africans who seem to be in vocal form. Oh dear, that's
Oh dear.
a bad result for Lyndall Element.
And that's another one to South Africa. They edge closer. They lead 12-6.
Just need the one frame for victory now.
And it's Melanie Sanders for Australia versus Madeleine Olivier.
May not even be required though, because Amy Clare looks to be in good shape here.
She's still got that yellow at the top left hand.
Yeah, she's just slightly quit on that shot. She wanted to screw across a bit further. If the white was a bit further to the left, it would be a much easier positional shot. She wanted to try and screw on and off the left-hand side cushion now.
It was probably there. She may even just run through and. I should use the right. She's going to screw back. That's a lovely shot.
Screw on the reverse side to get up the table.
Unfortunately, she's on the cush, so
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be able to get right behind this black, but the natural angle is coming down Just needs to try and get this white away from the top of the table, try not to cannon too firmly into the red.
Amy Clare, who's had a wonderful tournament and won the Ladies Masters event here at the table at present. Times off this match.
So,
South African women world champions.
this black for the world title. She's been a great long putter all week. She'll pull out the one she really needs. What a position to be in. One ball for the world title. Great
And
shot.
South Africa world champions 2019. Amy Clare King defeats Holly Jane. And what a wonderful victory for South African 8-ball. This women's team winning the world title for the first time. Congratulations, South Africa. But well done to both teams for making the final, both Australia and South Africa.
Yeah, quality performance from both teams. Ultimately the South Africans just had a bit too much for the Australians. Real consistency all through the order in the South African team. Joy Willenberg and Amy Clare King leading from the front, but they all played their part in it.
Both teams stayed together up to 3-all, but then in fact it was 4-all as well. But since then Australia's only been able to muster up 2 frames, and South Africa have gone on their merry way to become world champions of 2019.
Thank you for your company in this match. We hope you've enjoyed what's been a very full day of pool today. We'll be back at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning with the junior and under 23 individual finals, followed by the men's team final, and then the men's and ladies singles finals at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Hope you can join us then.
Cheerio.